Hey guys, I know it's been a while, it's been a couple years since I made a video, um, and I'm sorry for that. I think in that vlog the last thing I put up, I had mentioned that I had moved out of the house that I was in, and we ended up in a house where the neighborhood wasn't great, and I just wasn't feeling it. I kind of felt like I lost my mojo. I wasn't doing anything even remotely witchy, at least, to me. And I mean, there were little things, but I wasn't just into making videos anymore. I wasn't feeling it. And we stayed in that house for a couple of years. We've actually moved out of it. It started falling apart kind of towards the end. And I have kids, as you guys know. I actually had found out I was pregnant again. That made baby number 5. And I didn't want to have a baby in that house, let alone keep have my kids there with, it starting to fall apart like it was. So we moved out. And now we're in a place that I like pretty well. I feel better about the neighborhood we're in now. Before, I didn't really feel like it was safe for my kids to go outside and play, and here they can do that. We can go on walks. We're right down the road from a pond. There's ducks and things there, so the kids like to walk down there and look at the ducks and stuff, and I like to take them down there whenever I can, work schedule permitting. My phone doesn't want to focus. I actually, right around the time I found out I was pregnant, I lost my job. I was one of the people that worked for Toys R Us. I feel like I can tell you that now since the company doesn't exist anymore. But I was one of the people that lost their job when Toys R Us decided to go out of business. And it wasn't really a great thing because they kept telling us everything was great. And the media actually found out that we were closing, and the public found out that we were closing before the employees did, and that upset a lot of us. And now they're trying to make a comeback, and it's a big thing. A lot of us are actually very, very hurt by it. But I actually ended up getting another job, so I was on unemployment for a little while, and then I got one job for a couple months up until I had the baby. And then I actually got a second job right after I came off maternity leave, and I tried working both jobs for a while, but the first job just wasn't working out. They were only giving me like 1 day a week, and so it didn't make sense for me when the other job was giving me quite a few hours. So I quit the first job and just stayed at the second one, and it's going really, really well. I like it. I like the people. I actually have one of my old coworkers working with me, so it's really great. You have to excuse the mess. This is my kind of arts and crafts desk. Even though we've been in this house almost a year, I have not had the chance to actually fully unpack everything because of work and baby. It's very, very hard to try to unpack and move things around when baby wants all of mommy's attention. Which is, fine because I'll give her all the attention she wants. I'm hoping I can get back in the habit of trying to make videos once in a while. I know I didn't make them really all that often before, but hopefully time and family permitting, because it's like 2 in the morning right now. I had to wait for everybody to go to sleep and know they were actually all staying asleep before I could do this, or I'd have people knocking on my door every 5 minutes. Because if you guys remember, I have a big family, and so some of them have moved out. My sister that you'd seen in the videos with me a couple times actually has moved out with her husband. She actually had a baby herself a couple years ago. So I'm super proud of her. She's doing really well. And then one of my other sister that was living with me is living with her older sister. My former stepsister. So the house holds slimmed down a little bit, but I still have my mom and brother and most of my kids still living here. My oldest son has moved out because he's actually 20 now, and my other son is 18. He's talking about wanting to move out at some point, but he hasn't graduated yet. So once he graduates, he wants to move out and get his own place. I was trying to figure out what else I can say. You have to forgive me. It's been a while since I've done this, and so I'm a little. I feel a little out of sorts here. It's a little awkward. I've started going to Hot Springs, Arkansas every year around my birthday, which is actually coming up. I go out and I go to Jessieville and dig quartz with my friend, and and this will be our 4th year going. Although last year we actually didn't go around my birthday because I was due with baby in October, and we didn't think it was a good idea for me to be out there in September sitting down digging in the dirt. So we actually went earlier in the year. We went around about in May. But this year we're getting back to it, going on my birthday. Usually we would go on Labor Day weekend, but this year we actually are going my birthday weekend. My birthday is actually Sunday. So I'm super excited because I actually get to be there on my birthday this year. And one of the places we always hit up is Fat Bottom Girls Cupcakes. And so this year I get to have my birthday cake on my birthday. So I'm like super happy about that. I know it's just a cupcake, but they're so good. As of last year, I also started going to Eureka Springs, Arkansas with my best friend. We went last year, and she decided she wanted to make that an every year trip, so we went again this year. And they have a lot of the ghost tours and those sorts of things out there. So that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to go. Also, they have a big cat refuge out there, and we are both huge fans of white tigers. We absolutely love white tigers. I actually have a little guy up there, without you seeing too much of my mess. I got him for like $2 in Hobby Lobby, which yes, I know Hobby Lobby, but I don't have a Michael's near me. The closest one is an hour away, and I don't drive. So really the only chance I get to go to one is when I go to Hot Springs, because there's one right by one of the places that we like to eat. And so I usually stop in. But outside of that, outside of the year, short of ordering online, which I really don't like to do, because a lot of the time if I'm looking for something, I'm looking for it for a project I'm working on like immediately. I have Hobby Lobby and Joann's. And Joann's is more for sewing and things than for actual arts and crafts. So yeah, other than that, I think that's about as updated as we're gonna get. I think in the vlog, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but the one cat I had unfortunately had gotten hit by a car. I think that was one of the reasons why I wasn't too fond of that first house we'd moved into, is because shortly after we had moved over there, somebody intentionally ran over my cat. My children saw them run over my cat, and so that just really bugged me, and kind of put me off of the neighborhood in general. And like I said, I just kind of felt out of sorts over there. Our other cat that we had, our other black cat, unfortunately we had to give away because she was attacking our dog. She was here first, however, she was okay with the dog when we first got her. She would, pretty much avoid her, and that was fine. But then all of a sudden she started attacking her for no reason. The dog could be laying on the floor, not paying her any attention to sleep, and all of a sudden she would attack her. And the dog would defend herself without trying to hurt the cat, but would defend herself. But usually it ended up with them running into my bedroom, up against the baby's bed, and I was worried that the baby was going to get hurt. So because the cat was the instigator in those instances, we gave it to a work friend of my brother, so she is very well taken care of. And we ended up with a cat. My son brought home a cat after the first one got hit. I had told him not to, but he did it anyway. And she has decided apparently that she doesn't want to live here anymore. She disappeared on us, and she'll show up every couple days, but we don't know where she's going when she's not here. She'll disappear sometimes for a week or so, and then she'll show up a couple days, disappear, and then every couple days, and then disappear for a week or two, and we're not really sure where she's ending up. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that, because trying to keep her in the house is pretty much impossible. Anytime anybody opens the door, she bolts. So she seems to be well fed, so I guess she just decided to adopt someone else. But she seems happy up until she gets stuck in the house here. So you guys are staring at a little cauldron I found. I think it's made out of steel, though. It's not cast iron. But I found that at a thrift store in Hot Springs when I went to Hot Springs last year. And although I had a little tiny one that I got from Earthbound, I never really used it. And I got this one. It actually had some little chains attached to it. I guess it was like made to hang over the fire at some point, but it only had 2 of the chains, not the third one, so I pulled them off. And this is actually my first time pulling it out and using it since I got it last year, because again, like I said, I just kind of felt like I lost my mojo, so I'm trying to get back into things. That little lady I found at a thrift store too, she was like a couple bucks. She was she was at like a little antique kitchen witch, and she opens up, like, you can put, yeah, she's got like holes in the top, and like when I looked up online, some said she was like a salt or pepper shaker, and another thing said that she was like told potpourri, and then there was another two little witches that went with her that I think were supposed to be the salt and pepper shakers. I'm not really sure. But I thought she was cute, so I got her. And like I said, she was like, I think she was like $1 or something, so why not, right? I'm just like, I mixed some stuff up and decided to burn it just because I just kind of grabbed some stuff intuitively, and it actually smells pretty good, so I'm happy. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. I've rambled for like 11.5 minutes, and so I'm sorry for that, but I was trying to kind of update you guys on what's been going on and why I haven't been around, and I'm hoping that I'll be back around. I'm going to try, when I go to Hot Springs, I'll try to get some footage. I thought about it all the other years that we've gone, but I was like, I haven't made another video in a long time, and I don't want to all of a sudden just pop up with like, hey, here this is. So I wanted to give you guys a little update first, but hopefully I will try to get some footage, maybe of the drive and maybe of us digging and that sort of thing. Although I'm not sure that my friend will be on video or a lot. I don't think she would be comfortable with that, so I would have to just, kind of make sure that it's, just like I said, us driving, if, we're not having a conversation, or when we're sitting there digging, which, oh my god, if you've never done it, you should, because it is like the most relaxing thing in the world. Just, even though a lot of it, I haven't really found anything big like a lot of people have when they've gone to it's Ron Coleman Mine in Jessieville. There's been quite a few people that have found like massively big quartz. I've only found small chips, which I'm okay with. But just being able to dig, just being in that clay and stuff is just, like, it relieves so much stress. Like, grounding is an understatement. Even my friend who goes with me, which she is not, like, witchy in any way, shape, or form, she absolutely loves it. Like, you pay, like, $20, you dig all day long as you want. Like, if you want to leave and get something to eat and come back and whatever, you can do that. And, the year before last when we went, we dug a little bit, we got hungry, we left, we ate, we decided to go on a hike, and got lost, and ended up walking like 1.5 miles back to the car on the highway, because the trail came out like 1.5 miles from where we started, and so by the time we got back, we didn't want to go back and dig anymore, but she went and did the zip line that they have there. And I told her I felt bad because we paid the money to dig, and, we didn't dig all that much, and she said it was fine because, just that little bit of digging was enough to relax her. And then last year when we went, we dug as much as we could, but me being pregnant, I was having a hard time getting comfortable, and so we didn't dig as long as we probably would have wanted then either. However, again, she was like, for me, it was worth it. Even though we were only there a couple hours, she's like, just that couple hours being able to be in there and relax like that is... she's like, it's totally worth it. So, I'm glad of that, because I felt absolutely horrible that we weren't there for very long. But hopefully this year we'll be able to be out there a little bit longer, because I'm not pregnant. And we know better than to walk that specific trail again if we decide to go eat at the same place that we ate before. It was a little park or whatever. Okay, I know I said a couple minutes ago I was going to let you go because I rambled, and I'm still rambling. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys had a good Labor Day, and blessed be.